to 5,000. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is FD from Rollin with FD. G and I are here, and we want to talk to you today about what am I buying right now. There's a lot of stuff going on in the hobby. Let me see here. Logan Paul just found out that his $3.5 million investment in Pokemon cards is fake. There's a dip going on. People have invested in cards and possibly lost money in their investment. So there's a new strategy that a lot of people have to employ when they're collecting. What do I collect? How do I go about collecting? Maybe some people think that how I entered a hobby or what am I doing when I first start collecting? Maybe that has changed in some people's minds. But for us, myself as a collector and with the work that G and I are doing, it stays the same. Nothing has changed. The thing I will say is there is a keener eye on certain attributes around cards, and we're going to go through that today. So today, I'm going to show you some cards that I'm collecting in, and we're going to walk through why. Let's go, people. Who's rolling with FD? Who's rolling with FD?
I'm rolling with FD.
What? Who's rolling with FD?
I'm rolling with FD.
Talk to him. So let's have a conversation about this first card. The first card is a player in the NFL who has won multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. His style of play and his aggressiveness has kind of changed blocking schemes by teams on how they play him. And then that in its own right affects how the entire game goes a lot of times. And I'm talking about Aaron Donald.
Different story here against Washington. Kyle Allen is taken down.
This is a 2014 Panini Select rookie card of Aaron Donald, Purple Mojo. It's a great card. But the cool thing about this card is the story behind it, right? So I watch a lot of football. People know that. I watch other sports too, baseball, boxing. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But I watch a lot of football. So I started tracking this guy when he was at the University of Pittsburgh. And the way he played the game, what his performance was in the NFL Combine. If you don't know, go back and look at what he ran the 40-yard dash in and some of the other things he did. It was crazy. So I started looking at how is Aaron Donald? I want to tell y'all, a lot of my investments go way back in my approach. What is Aaron Donald going to do undersized coming from Pittsburgh into the NFL? How is he going to perform? So I started watching. Then he started winning awards, this, that, and the other. But then when I saw this card on eBay, people, for $115, this is number 4 out of 5. Only 5 of these made. I thought this was a great investment for $115 at the time. And so I purchased this card in 2020. That was a Pop 3 on this card. At the time, it was a Pop 1. We know Pops change over time. But I wanted to let you know, the last sale of this card was for $3,000. Now, the key is again, the prior preparation that went into knowing who Aaron Donald is. What is his game? How does he play it? How does he stack up all time against Warren Sapp and other guys that have played this position in the NFL? And how does he affect the game when he comes in? At this point, we're talking right now, Aaron Donald is already a Hall of Famer. He's still playing his career out. Those attributes also with the population of the card, who the player is, the picture is great. The card just looks great. It helped me determine that this is a card that I wanted to invest in long term. And everything that we're talking about today is long-term investing. And maybe that's a general term. Some people may think different things about that term. Some people may, since we just came out of a situation where there was more flipping going on, people may hear long-term and think, okay, I'm gonna buy this card and sell it in the next 12 months. But for me, it's deep, right? Long-term means really a long haul. I'm holding on to cards for years. Attempting to make the right strategy moves early when I look at buying a card and why I want to buy it. And then going beyond that to actually looking for a card that fits the parameters of what I'm looking for. Aaron Donald. This is a special rookie card here. You can see this card has a population of 3. And the last sale of the card in January of 2021 was $3,000. Again, as a long-term investment, I paid just over $100 for this card. I believe this Aaron Donald card is going to be a winner. It's going to grow way beyond $3,000 from the last sale of this card, the end of 2021, to something much greater. So next up, let's get into a player's cards that have decreased in value within the last probably 12 to 15 months of life. And that player is LeBron James.
And gets it, flips the pass, and James still manages to track it down. James on the drive!
For whatever reason, car values have fallen for LeBron James cars. If you look at the Topps Chrome, Topps Paper, and several other cars of his, prices have fallen. So for a person that collects and buys often, it's great news to me. And I want to respect those who have purchased cars that are at a higher value and those cars have fallen. I even have a LeBron James 2003 Topps Chrome BGS 9.5. That car has fallen considerably since its high point. I'm still holding on to that car. But I saw a car just the other day that's a phenomenal car, low pop. This is a 2003-04 Fleer Tradition Playground Rules LeBron James car, BGS 9.5. It's a wonderful car. And the cool thing about this car, it only has a population of 13. And if you look at the corners of the car, the blue around, as well as the back of the car, there is color that goes all the way to the edges, meaning there is no white border around the car. Those types of cars are very hard to grade at a gym mint grade, either a PSA 10, a BGS 9.5, or a high grade SGC. Those cars are just hard because you have chipping along those edges. And with a Pop 13, let me tell you this. Let's just talk the price of this car right quick. The car was listed on eBay at $745, I think. So I threw in a bid of $500. Wanted to see, is this a person that wants to move this car? And the person accepted my offer. So now this is a BGS 9.5 car, hard grade for LeBron James. This is a rookie insert card. Just waiting till the lens of the community focuses in on these types of cars. I saw it as a great investment. Even in the dip. I'm gonna say that again. Even in the dip for LeBron James and other cards also, I feel that this is a great investment. So I made it. We can see here about looking at data from Alt. This is a Pop 13 card with a value of around $600. Again, in my negotiation, the car was originally listed on eBay at $750, and I talked the price down to $500. Thinking long term here. And this is an insert card from LeBron's rookie year. So now when I make an investment like this, I'm not looking to sell this card or move this card in the next 12, 18, 24, 36 months. I believe I'm buying it at a low point within the market, and my thoughts are that the climb is going to help me out on the other side as far as my investment on this card. You about another card that I invested in, and it has a story connected to it. So the night before Super Bowl 55, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, and a bunch of other people on the team, on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The night before the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl 55 are going to play the Kansas City Chiefs, I had a hunch that just came to mind. I thought that Tampa Bay is going to win that Super Bowl. And probably who's someone that is a potential Hall of Famer whose cars are undervalued before that Super Bowl. I chose Rob Gronkowski.
Brady, touchdown, Gronkowski. And there's the record. That's his 14th receiving touchdown, and he wants to keep that.
Started doing a little research the night before on his cars, and I picked one out and made the purchase the day before the Super Bowl. And this is a 2010 playoff contenders, number 229A Rob Gronkowski out of $499. This is a Gem Mint BGS 9.5 with a 10 auto. And for those who don't know, it's hard to get a 10 auto on a card for Rob Gronkowski because of his stroke and sometimes it leaves marks in the ink or in the marker ink on a card or a football or other thing. This is a great card. So the story was cool of kind of how I got it. This card, when I purchased it, was a little over $700. The day after the game, this card jumped to over $1,000. To almost $1,100 just a day after the game. Now that may be hype because they won a Super Bowl, but I knew that Gronk had more greatness to go in his career, more touchdowns to catch from Brady, more yards to get, more ways to make himself legendary and a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now this card is at $950. That's the value of it. So yes, this car went through a cycle where it was at one price, jumped up to a little over $1,000, settled down to a little under $1,000. But the value of this car has moved up considerably to just a little under $1,000. Some folks believe that Gronk is the greatest tight end of all time. I look at him as a great investment. This BGS 9.5 rookie card signed by Gronk on card auto has a population of 105. I purchased the card for a little over $700. It went up to over $1,000. Now it's settled in at $950. Still a great lift on the card, great investment for the long term. Not an easy card to obtain. This has a pop of 105. Think about the cards that we went through already. Low pops are key. Looking at comps. Understanding what a player is in their career, also where their cards are. Are their cards trending down? A lot of times that can mean a great buying opportunity. There may be some cards that weren't in your budget before that now is right in your wheelhouse of your budget. Those are the cards that I like to focus on. So next, I want to talk about a purchase I made over 20 years ago. I walk into a local card shop at the time in Chicago, and I see a player that is from Chicago and is just starting out their career. This is a 1995 Flair Kevin Garnett Gem Mint 10 rookie card.
Beautiful crossover by Marbury, and both big guys went and blocked it inside. Clearly Duncan had it. They turned it over. Alley-oop back to Kevin. Oh, baby!
And you can see it's old school, but look at the backup. I bought this card graded just like this right here. Same card, same slab for $50. $50, people. Look at that young Garnett on there. Look at Mario Ellie trying to D him up. And let's look at some grabs right now to see how this card's performance is done over time since the day that I purchased it. This is for everybody out there who's been collecting for quite a while. This is a Kevin Garnett rookie card that has a 96 pop on it. Again, as we talked about, I bought in early and cheap on this card. It grew to over $1,000 during the height of collecting in 2021. Now it's nestled in at $260. Still a long-term play for Kevin Garnett. This is long-term investing, people. Next up, we have one of the faces of the NBA right now. His cards have been very popular amongst the collectors, new people to the hobby, as well as those who invest in really large cards. So we're talking about Luka Doncic.
Back to Doncic. Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer!
And I have two stories to tell. First, we're going to look at his second-year Prism card. It's the 2019 Panini Prism Luka Doncic Silver Prism Gem Mint 10. Now, I purchased this card from Coleman Cards here in LA. What's up, Coleman? It was a great transaction. You see $350 on the card. I purchased this card for $300. It's a pretty cool investment. But let's look at some grabs here and see how this card is performing over time. This is a card that has decreased in value and it's under $300 now. How is FD going to react to that? It's not really bothering me. I made a lower dollar amount investment here. This card has a population of 1,602 cards. That means there is 1,601 other inventory out there on the Gem Mint 10 Luka Prism 2019 than the one I'm holding right now. But let's look at how this card has went down over time, and I'm going to tell you about how I'm reacting to it. Let's talk about this Luka second-year Prism Silver card. Great card still to me, has a population of 1,602. This card now is valued at $117. I paid right at $300 for it. So I wanted to give you an example of a card that has lost value since I purchased the card. I still see this as a great long-term investment. Again, this is Luka's second year. But let's not just stop there. Let's understand more about the 2018 Prism Silver. That's Luka's rookie card. What happened there? There's a large population of these. So we're going to look at some graphs and see how they're performing over time. And then what are some possibilities I'm going to give you that we could think about going forward in the future? If you have invested in those cards, what are some things that I'm thinking? You can see here on the first year Prism, we're talking about 2018, people. This is the silver. This card jumped up during the boom of the hobby. So just at $10,000. Now it has reduced in price down to about $3,000. So you can see here that with a population of 2,100, similar plays were made on the second year Prism card. And if the first year is at $3,000, I still think there's room on the second year card. It won't be at $100 for the length of time that I'm going to hold it. So today I wanted to talk to you about some long-term investment moves I made from over 20 years ago all the way up to something recent. And we've looked at data on kind of the price point changes over time. At a high level, in my opinion, every collector should buy what they like. Use different tools to understand what am I investing in and how long am I going to invest. In any way you want to, understand who the players are, where are they at in their career, what more do they have to accomplish, and then you can tuck things away. Wins for the future. There may still be some price volatility that's going on, but I always think that if I have the right card and I purchase it at the right price point, as the right population, it's going to be a win for me in the future. So remember, we looked at the Luka card, we looked at the Kevin Garnett card, we rolled a little bit with Aaron Donald, and this Gronk card is a winner. But for me, just like other investments that I make outside of sports collectibles, I'm not looking for the quick, short return. I'm looking much longer down the line. Let me know in the comments, kind of, when you purchase a card, what's your duration of time that you want to hold on to that card? How long is a long-term investment for you? I really want to start having more dialogue with everyone, just talking about how to invest. What are you looking at? And I also want to learn. So let me know some things that you may not have seen in this video that you do to broaden the horizons of this channel as well as the community overall. I really appreciate your time. This is how I invest in cards. These are some of the things that I think about. But I do know this is not the only philosophy and way to look at stuff when it comes to investing. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Until next time, peace.